Hi, everybody. Welcome to ArcLive episode 30. We've got a pretty good show for you today. Lots of stuff on the docket. But before we get to that, we're going to go through some introductions. You may have seen me before. I'm Kenny, aka Zotbuster on Twitter. We have two guests today as well.
Hi, I'm Olaf Redland, or just Olaf, you can keep it short. I'm a FGC lab monster.
I'm FFsade, an artist who likes to draw Arxis and a bunch of other fighting game stuff, so...
Cool. Well, glad to have you on board. We're definitely going to go through both of your skill sets today on the show. We're going to do a quick run through of the docket for you guys that we're going to do for the next, couple hours or so. You guys got to see The Missing and Slice, Dice, and Rice, the latter of which is out right now for you to buy. Missing coming out soon in 2018. First thing we're going to run through is some Arc System Works news. So some new stuff on the docket for us. And then we're also going to go through the BBtag notes. We're going to go through all the characters, their changes, system mechanic changes, sort of let you guys know what's going on. Lots of new stuff, breaking them down. We're also going to give you some new rules. Pretty hungry for over the last few weeks, and so we're finally going to give you some of the details on that. We're also going to go through some of your fan art that we should be able to flip through. We'll do some stream requests on things that you want her to draw. And then at the end of the show, we'll show you off the results of that and maybe do a giveaway for the piece itself. So, yeah, look forward to all that. So the first thing we have up next is... I'll flip to the next guy. Yeah, Slice, Dice, and Rice. So you guys got to see a trailer for it a little bit earlier. Super, super stylish. There's no hit points in the game. It's just one hit and you're dead. So very, footsie heavy, really stylized, black and white and red. Looks super sick. I'm excited to get into that. It should be available now. We also got a special clip for you guys that I don't think you've seen yet, with two people you might know. One Mr. Mori and one Daisuke playing the game, so you get to see some of your favorite directors going at it in the game as well. And then the other thing we have, to talk about a little bit is The Missing. We get today too, so all sorts of news for you guys. If you guys aren't familiar with the game, it's coming from a director named Swery. You might know him from Deadly Premonition, D4. Definitely fan favorite director there. Lots of weird stuff going on. It's the first game to come out of his new studio called White Owls, which is in Osaka, Japan. So lots of talented people there. It's the very first thing they're doing, being developed and published by White Owls and being published by Arc System Works. So look forward to that. We just demoed it at PAX. It was the very first time we had a playable build open to the public, and we actually won the People's Choice Award at the Mix, which was like a big press event for all sorts of games, indie games, and they voted us fan favorite. So thank you guys to everyone who was there. It was super fun to get to meet all you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed meeting Swery too. So keep an eye on our social media. You can follow us at ArcSystemWorksU, and we'll give you more information on both of those games, but we'll also give you some things like the release date today on the actual show for The Missing. Coming very, very soon, I can tell you that much. And then we're going to go to the Mori Daisuke clip or after. We'll go through in a sec, but yeah. Cool. So the next thing we have is what? Oh, there. I think we're just loading it up, but yeah. There we go. Yeah, sorry about the delay, guys. We actually had them here at the ArcLive set. You can kind of see up there. So yes, definitely very stylized. The game looks really, really slick. It's fun watching these two go at it in a game that's not Guilty Gear or BlazBlue.
So fascinating. It has like a old style manga or comic look to it.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. Yeah, so you guys can see there's no health bars or anything. There's just round counters there at the top. So it's all about blocks, parries, footsies. Oh, poor Daisuke. He's having a rough time of it. Oh, you love that. With this, like, it reminds me of Guilty Gear with like the slash coming over, but there's like a cut through it. Like the UI is pretty sick too.
He waited. He said, "I know your tactics now." He baited the bait.
Yeah, okay, I really need to try this game.
Well, that move has a lot of weight to it too. Just dragging that sword around.
I think that's it. Oh, it's 3-3. Okay, alright. Final round. This is match point for Dice Gate.
Yeah, so Dice Gate takes.
Alright. And Mori drops the controller. With the jump heavy. We're gonna go back to the character select. Yeah. I love that jump heavy. He just went for it. That was pretty. That was epic.
明らかにここら辺強そうじゃないちょっと色ついてるね
Alright, here we go.
モンキーですよこれがモンキーキングって書いてある
Kind of showing everyone what they actually would be like in a fight.
Yeah, like on
proportions and
a
everything.
stage. Yeah, I can totally see that. Just lined up there.
It gives you a lot better like scale of what your spacing would be for your first time on it.
Much more foot speed it looks like Monkey King was a little bit more movement
Alright,
little
oh
bit
yeah.
of damage
Alright.
First blood
Yeah, so it looked like the first attack was a light attack. It wasn't enough to...
So Monkey King has a spear. We have
Like a, what's it called? A Naginata?
Yeah, Naginata.
Yeah. I just know it's the thing that like the persona that MC had or like Ken has in that game.
This is epic.
Oh yeah, Tomoe has that too. Yeah, you're right.
And Tomoe's in this game, so other different weapons.
Oh my god, you're right.
Wow.
didn't quite
It
get
did
it
not pay off. Here we go.
rounds of
2-2.
peace now.
Oh, alright. Not fatal. Okay.
So aren't they like, aren't those originally designed as more like a defensive and parry tool rather than actually for the attack itself?
I actually don't know. It'd be neat if it was like her play style, but I haven't, you know, gotten a chance to mess around with it yet. I'm super excited too.
Jumping's really floaty. It's actually kind of cool. Gives you enough time to react.
Mm-hmm.
Your character, and you lose the ability to jump and lose your attack. So there is.
It definitely makes me feel like, you know, if you're into our fighting games, like BBtag, Guilty Gear, but they're kind of intimidating, this is more of a streamlined, you know, footsies experience. So you might want to try this game too in there, see if it's your speed.
Everyone should play all the things.
Absolutely, there's no shortage of things to be playing. So yes, hope you guys enjoyed that. Next on the docket is we should get to know you a little bit better. So we have some of your, but why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm pretty much just a gamer and artist. I've been playing like games a long time, and that's actually like why I draw, honestly, because yeah, fighting games. I play like, I guess I'm known more for like League of Legends stuff, but like my heart, we're just fighting gamer. I honestly, I'm sort of new to like the traditional fighting game. So I played Street Fighter 5, and that's how I learned how to do like just inputs in general, and then BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle is actually my entry game for anime fighters.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited.
You're definitely getting like an intro to most of the characters in the franchises too. You just saw Narukami and Linne aren't popping up. You know, like you're getting a pretty good grasp of all the characters from all the things I play in BBtag. This is my favorite piece because I'm a kanji main from Persona, so I'm like, oh, this is so sick. Are those like the colors that you use for them in the game?
Oh
or?
no! So this is a commission for someone who actually he plays pretty well at Evo with those characters. And,
nice.
Yeah. But yeah, I've known like Persona. But I really like BlazBlue, and that's actually why I wanted to get into Cross Tag. Was because I really love Rachel Alikar. But
do you play her right now on your team?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. But she's the reason why like I started playing the game. But it was a little bit hard to like actually get into the traditional BlazBlue games as a person who's never really played like such things. So especially Rachel. So Rachel in this one is still like technical, but like I can learn how to play.
There's definitely less of an execution barrier in BBtag. You know, a lot of the characters that have like pretty complex, you know, inputs are more simplified for BBtag, but like their core of the character is still intact. So it's definitely a good starting point. And if you ever wanted to jump off to, you know, like Central Fiction, that's still around. It's being part of the ArcLive World Tour right now, and so still more support for that game as well. But BBtag is a great jumping on point too to you know, sort of mess around with all the characters, see who you really like, and then are you on Twitter as well? If you said you did commissions.
Oh yeah. So I'm on FFsade for Twitter as well. So
cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. I think we have that on your name card there, so people will be able to pull you up.
Right.
But we are going to be taking requests from the stream on things that you want to be drawn. So if that means, you know, a pairing from BBtag that you really like, or your favorite fighting game character, or any other just like, you know, cool or funny ideas you have related to our fighting games, let us know. Just drop us a line in the Twitch chat. We're going to be going through them. And at the end of the show, we're going to kind of show off the results of the art. And you're free to, you know, maybe give sneak peeks here if you want, or find somewhere more comfortable to draw. I know it's like kind of rough here at the table, but yeah.
I'm like really short, so there's a lot to like.
Whatever works, like whatever is most comfortable.
Maybe we could use the wooden chair right here.
You could too, yeah. We have
little
BBtag in the background now with the base team Ruby Gord. Your favorite team, everyone's favorite team, the best team Ruby Gord, for very smart players. But yeah, definitely super love having, you know, people drawing art of our games, especially for the game's developers. We do our best at like Evo or Anime Expo when Mori or Daisuke are visiting to sort of show off like fan art that's there. I remember during Anime Expo, I was like buying prints and Artist Alley to go show Mori of like his characters that he was super excited for, and they like sometimes walk around. So like they definitely see the art there. And we super appreciate all of like, the love and work that goes into that sort of stuff. So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Next thing we're going to be going through, I think, is the BBtag notes. There's a lot of them, so please buckle up for that. Nearly every character in the game got touched, or just about everybody.
Everybody got touched.
Everybody got at least something, you know. Some characters more than others, but if you play a character, chances are there's things that are different about them now. So look forward to that. I guess we'll go into that pretty soon. Since you're the one who's going to be going through a lot of the character notes, what are your like first initial thoughts about like the patch as a whole?
A couple of characters I feel bad for because I think they needed maybe a little more help.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a very good patch for trying to make everyone viable. You know, some of the strongest characters are still really strong, but a lot of the weaker characters got brought up to at least like the middle of like where the old meta was. So almost everyone is like completely tournament playable.
Nice.
And I think that's a really good step. You know, it's better to bring up bad characters than just try to bring all the good characters down, because you might make the game a little more bland.
Yeah, I think people would agree with you there for sure.
So, you know, it comes to like an old philosophy: if everything's overpowered, then nothing's overpowered. So it's totally fine.
I feel like BBtag as a whole, especially like watching at Evo, like there are some pretty unique teams that you would think on paper would be really bad that people have been playing and successful. You know, we saw like Big Boy's team in top 8 of Evo, like Waldstein Taker, like
that team is so much greater than the sum of its parts.
It's stuff like that where like you can have a sort of unconventional team as long as you find a way to make it work, and the system mechanics of the game are pretty open-ended to let you do so. So I'm with you. I'm hoping that the patch brings people to more unique characters. You know, we get some more interesting team compositions. I am, you know, Gorilla Boy with Team Scythe, but
you just want to press buttons.
I enjoy pressing buttons. It's very fun. I'm not gonna say it's not fun, but you know, and the game is simple enough where you want to pick up subs too, right? Because it's just fun to learn new characters. Like you were saying, like it's easier to learn Rachel in this game than it is to learn Rachel in Central Fiction, and so you're pretty free to, you know, jump around and pick other characters and mess around. But so hopefully, you know, you enjoy the changes that happen to your character. For the most part, everyone got buffed. There's like a few slight nerfs for some characters.
Yeah, there's a handful here and there. I mean, Ruby lost 5B, which is totally fine, and it's still good. It's just not obscenely good.
Yes. Yeah.
So, you know, so people who actually enjoyed playing Ruby, you're not going to be that upset.
Right.
You're just going to be like a little, aww. But you're
exactly.
still going to play her.
But still totally fair, right? The character is like still exactly the same. Like she's the core of the character is still intact, which is, I think, all you can really ask for like a balanced patch, you know. But cool. Okay. So we're gonna be going through them in just a sec. Keep sending in those drawing requests. I see you already like jotting some stuff down for ideas you guys have. You know,
eagle eye.
So yeah,
it's kind of tiny on the screen, but yeah.
It's hard to see, but I see like the two of the requests that are I see Waldstein, but with Ruby's face. And Ruby's 5B, but instead of her scythe, it's like Ragna's like blade or whatever.
Or like his like boot. I've seen like photoshops of like, because Ragna got he got pretty swole.
Yeah,
I've seen like the shots of like Ragna's giant foot for 5A or 5B for that.
Community's been talking. Ragna 5A is Ruby's old 5B.
Yeah. Well, it only hits on one side, we think. maybe.
Yeah, but it hits like 10 feet in front of him.
That's
so.
good. He needed help.
Yeah.
Ragnar got
He's got
lots of fun stuff in this buff. If you're a Ragnar player, you're feeling pretty good, I think.
Do you play main characters? You're good.
Yeah, exactly.
Now the chat is getting creative.
Oh, see, that's what we want though. Like, give us weird things.
Wald using Gordo as a scythe.
I like that. That's pretty good. But I would rather have Gordo using Waldstein as a scythe with the claws out, like Grim Reaper.
Yeah, no,
like
he's just
that.
like this.
I don't know how you would draw that, but you know, more buffed, more swole. Exactly. Make Ragnar swole. He deserves it. The boy needs it.
We got memes.
Cool. Okay, so we do have the list that we can pull up to start going through as well. So you guys need to follow along with us as we go through all the changes, not only system mechanics, but like for every single character. So
Yeah, I'm gonna do a little brief touch because, like, you know, like some of the changes are like a full page long. So I'm gonna kind of try to just touch on like the highlights rather than just sit here and waste everyone's time talking about everything too in depth.
that's pretty fair. And we'll still have the stream chat going too as we go through this. And so like Sade will be looking and seeing other things that maybe she wants to draw, and we'll, I guess, jump back to you and announce what hotness in that chat you think is going to be a really good drawing. So first thing we have is system mechanic changes. And so this is stuff that affects every character in the game. No matter who you play, you're going to be affected by these. And so I guess we'll just kind of jot through these real quick.
Yeah, a lot of these, besides being, you know, system changes, they touch everyone. I think a lot of these are some of the most dramatic changes in the game. You know, a couple people got buffs and nerfs, but when you get stuff like, one of my personal favorites on here is the active partner change. Now buffs your health regen while you have the rest of the buffs going on. So, you know, if you call on your partner and you switch to them, you get that colored glow around your character, you get better meter build, stuff like that. Well, now the character who's leaving gets double health regen rate.
Okay.
That's
super good.
It's super fast. So not only is this a buff to a couple specific characters as well, but it helps everyone.
Absolutely.
But mostly it's also a Yukiko buff. Because now Yukiko has more opportunities to try to get her level ups, which cost her health, which makes it less unsafe to do so. So people who want to play Yukiko, that right there is step one towards
do you happen, this is really character specific, but do you happen to know if the active switch buffs her DP health regen as well?
Well, it's the outgoing character.
Oh, okay,
so,
I see. Okay.
So that doesn't really affect her because for the...
It's if they have like the... Okay, so it's not if they have the red glow, it's like whoever's going out.
Yeah, so say I'm playing, Ragna Yukiko. Yukiko tags to Ragna. While Ragna's on point, Yukiko regenerates health faster.
I feel like the game is definitely heading in a direction where you're going to need to be, switching all the time, in and out of characters. They really want you playing both. And, like, better health regen is definitely a good motivator to do so. That's what you saw a lot in, like, Grand Finals of EVO and a lot of, like, strong team compositions right now. But the game feels like it's trying to reward you for doing that. And so if the more ways you can find to do that with your team, probably the better.
Yeah, and, a lot of people, when they come into this game at first, they think, wow, rounds are very short. You take advantage of this, they start getting a lot less short.
Yeah.
You have a lot more fighting chances. So, moving on, we got reversal action. So when you do A plus D, you get your little universal DP motion. Any combo off of that, now the whole combo does red health damage only, just like the DP itself. This is actually kind of a soft nerf to a handful of characters in general. Mai, Makoto, the characters that could combo off it without an assist sometimes.
Oh, like if they're like max height or something?
Yeah. So this helps kind of mitigate that so that they can't abuse it as much. And then you couple that with the health regen buff.
Right.
And it's pretty dramatic. So keep switching.
Definitely still a strong tactic, calling assist and doing DP, still really, really strong, but you're not rewarded as hard for it now, because there's always the chance that they'll either resonance all that health back, or switch out and sort of get it back, so I think people are getting pretty satisfied with that change as well.
Yeah, no, it's a healthy one.
Absolutely.
Let's see, you can no longer burst while you're blocking your opponent in Resonance Blaze.
Okay.
So, you activate Resonance Blaze, I block you, I can no longer cross burst, just as if the same as if you were hitting me, which then basically makes the comeback factor a lot stronger. Good thing. It's a good thing.
That's pretty situational, but like if you're in Resonance and their character has like a pixel of health, like the thing you want to do, right, is get them out and just find a spot to like guard cancel out, and now you can't do that if you're blocking, and so that's pretty nice for the person as a comeback mechanic. I think people were asking for some like resonance like buffs universally. There are some characters who take advantage of it more than others, like Resonance Jin. Like he is probably one of the strongest characters in Resonance, you know. But this is a general like buff to anybody who's using Resonance as that comeback.
Yeah.
So
it's good. Guard point armor activation. You now can, whenever you take damage while you're armoring something, you can never reduce the damage down to 0. You will always take some damage.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Probably should have been there to begin with. No problem. It is what it is. And it's kind of situational anyway. There was one more there I wanted to make sure I talked about. And I don't... Oh, yeah. So, reversal actions, skills, EX skills, and partner skills all have a minimum damage value. This is new. So, let's... You know if you do a combo long enough, the ends of the hits start doing less and less damage, etc. So now, any special moves, skills, all that stuff, they have a minimum damage set, so they can never go below that. It was SKD, Super Kawaii Desu, was the first one to put out what these damage values are.
That's nice.
So shout-outs to him. If it's your EX skills, their minimum is 10% of their base damage, which can still be pretty huge, actually. Everything else, it's 5%. So if your move did 200 damage, it can still do 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty minimal. But, 10% on an EX, which, again, EXs don't deal any red damage, it's pretty solid.
It's really nice, too, for characters who, like, are ending combos in DP or things. Like, that's just a nice little damage buff they get.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a character like Gord, like, who ends their air combos in, like, air DP, and, like, great, now, like, my ender just does a little bit more damage, my combo's super long, so...
Yeah, and this is one of those passive buffs to characters that have low base damage but very long combos.
Right.
So you do, like, 100 hit combo, finish with a special move, still okay damage.
Right. So, pretty helpful. Again, helping team comp a little bit, too. So those are kind of the system mechanic changes. Some of them more major than others, but definitely sort of changes the way you think about things a lot. They're prioritizing health regen a lot more, which is really cool. Like they're trying to get you to active switch more red life, more recovery, which I think the game kind of needed.
Yeah.
So I think people are gonna be really happy with those changes.
I love them.
Yeah, same here.
So, they're fantastic. That's a really good way to take the system.
I really think it makes the health management a lot more interesting if you're rewarded for doing these like system mechanics, like we said, with like the axis switching and stuff.
Yeah.
So we have the changes per character alphabetized, and so they're not by game. We're just gonna go through them in order of name, and so you can be ready for when your character comes up. If there's somebody specific that you play, we'll get them on the screen for you. First one we have, I think, is Aegis.
I believe so.
I can't think of anyone. Yes, there you go.
Okay, so Aegis. Buff damage. Her crouching B is a little bit better of a launcher now. It's more reliable when you just do it without the bullets. Back AAA, bigger hitboxes. Most of the time, this is going to kind of a universal thing for the patch. Anything that says extended the hitbox downward on a grounded move means it basically can hit OTG enemies. If they're in a hard knockdown or skidding or something, these moves used to whiff, now they won't.
Nice.
So it makes a lot of these more reliable in a lot of situations.
That's definitely helpful too for characters who need to punish burst with assist. So if you play a character whose the assist you use to punish a burst, right, knocks them onto the ground, you probably have a more reliable like pickup tool now, which is nice. So I know Gord's back assist, puts them onto the ground, you need to run up and OTG them. So there's probably a lot of characters who have things like that, so that's just a nice little pickup tool now for you to use as well.
And as well as some of the changes for some characters that got these new knockdowns, so now they have new tools to continue those combos.
Nice.
Okay, Heavenly Spear is no longer a projectile. So that's her reversal action, or DP.
Okay.
She just throws a spear straight up. It's now a physical hit, not projectile. That only really matters in 3 situations, but it's good to know.
Well, that's helpful for some other changes like Yang, where if we didn't change that, Yang could just meaty her out of her reversal.
Or Rachel's A.
That
She
too,
could
yeah.
Negate a reversal action.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, one of the biggest elements of it, is getting those anti-projectile moves so now reversal actions don't fall victim.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Goddess Shield is also changed from projectile to body. It's her rushdown super, the shield check. Normal throw, reduce blowback so they don't fly as far away. You can combo off it easier. Neutral partner skill, reduce blowback so you can combo off it easier and make it more reliable. Forward partner skill, it's her mortar, has much better tracking. So now you actually are more likely to be able to use it in neutral, and if you do cross combo, it's a lot easier to loop. So it gives her a lot more assist utility. So I think that's really good.
Cool. Again, encouraging team comps, man. Like, that's what we want to do.
More characters, more synergy.
Exactly. Cool.
So next up, I think, is Akihiko.
Oh, yay! Everyone's favorite, because it's the easiest to read.
I'm sorry. His only buff is sweep. So it's 2C while he's doing his rush combos.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think Akihiko is a bad character, nothing changed. If you thought he was fine, nothing changed.
That just helps him for... There were, like, combo routes where he will end, in the sweep and then do something after that would drop on, like, small characters, like Mika. I remember hearing people, like, complain about that. And so that's a fix for those. Your combos that end with, like, this string are probably going to be more consistent. But other than that, that's kind of what he got. I'm trying to think of, how the system mechanic buffs might have changed him. Do you know if you can combo off
damage,
his...
maybe?
Maybe.
The minimum damage might have helped.
Do you know if he can still combo? Maybe the stream can help me out, too. Can he still combo off of his counter hit DP like he did in Persona? Or no?
I don't think raw.
Okay.
I think it has to be, like, anti-air tipper like a lot of the other characters.
Okay. I remember that was, like, one of the biggest things, like, took away from that character is, like, oh, if you get counter hit by his DP and, like, the game he's from, he just gets a full auto combo off of it. Yeah. So I was like, maybe that kind of helps. But then at the same time, it's all red life now, but...
That's actually... Now that I'm thinking about it, the minimum change...
Oh, thank you, Blue.
The minimum system change might have been huge, because all of his stuff, like sweep there, according to the command list, it's treated as a special move.
Interesting. I guess it's...
So that might be able to hit that min scaling more reliably and stay there. Okay. So that might actually buff his damage.
Okay.
Maybe.
I definitely want to see more Akihiko. He's a super sick character.
I'm labbing that tonight. Follow me on Twitter. I'll give you an update.
Sick.
Okay, next. What do we got? Azrael.
Hey,
there's your boy.
That's my boy. I played stylish Azrael in BlazBlue Central Fiction because I didn't, play the game a whole lot, but I had a lot of friends who did. So I was like, I still want to play this game, so I learned stylish mode. There, you can find footage of me playing stylish mode on stream at Evo against JP players. I think Abonik, who's in the chat, was commentating that, where I was like, I had a different name, but I was fighting a Japanese 9. And I had, like, no stakes in that tournament, so I was just playing for fun. He was, like, getting kind of upset. Because you can still do, like, really high damage combos in stylish mode, so I was getting, like, 40-50%, like, fatals. What a fun character. So when I could play BBtag, I'm like, it's like playing stylish mode again! It's like, it's all my auto combos are back, so... you got a lot of changes, some of which I'm pretty excited for. Speaking as an Azrael player, like, one of the things that he struggles with the most is push block. He has some good tools to deal with push block, right? You can do, like, his move that moves him forward, like Gustav Buster, but he still kind of struggles, so I think some of these changes help him out with that.
Yeah, it's a lot of mitigating factors, while also trying to prevent overpowered elements. So I'm sure you saw this in the change list for those of you who actually, sat and read it. Can now execute a normal throw, can no longer execute a normal throw. What that means is that you can chain from this button into a throw. Granted, if it's in hit stun or block stun, it'll whiff, but throws are really good at ignoring push block. So now he can do crouch A, throw, and if they try to push block that first crouch A, they're in trouble. Mm-hmm. Good times. But they took it away from his crouch B, which is fine because that's one of his big just attack moves. You should leave it alone. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fine. Buff damage on jump C. Sweet. BB is now fully cancelable. Yipes. I messed around with that. That leads to some scary damage very quickly. Mm-hmm.
Can you do 5 BB into, like, because that's his... I'm going to be speaking in old BlazBlue terms, so pardon me if you're not familiar with that character from that, but it's like his 5C into the dump, right? Like the big kick into the stomp?
5B, yeah, I believe so.
Okay. So you can now change that into other things. So that means, like, combos into, like, Valiant off of that button are more reliable, things like that. So that's pretty huge.
It makes a lot of things a lot more reliable, even if you're not doing the just inputs.
That makes sense.
So that's pretty nice.
I'm guessing that basically just means he has more damage. My takeaway from these changes is that he just got better at the things he was already good at. So, like, he doesn't have the greatest neutral. He doesn't have, like, super amazing mix-up out of, like, cross-up stuff with his dash, because he lost his overheads from his old original game. But he, like, does monster damage in this game.
Monster damage, and a little bit is also, like, the trade-off is more consistency on straight hits. Mm-hmm. So if he just gets a random poke, he's more likely to actually get damage out of it.
Yeah. Super, super nice. Is that my favorite? Yeah, my favorite change. Panzer Strike extended the hitbox of the first hit downward. So one of the most annoying things as Azrael before is that his DP is like notoriously easy to low profile, meaning that if you do a move that puts your character really, really low to the ground, he does this like knee into the air, which means you can like duck underneath it. They took that from Central Fiction, which is how his DP worked in that game. It was super easy to low profile. You could do something like crouching, like jab with Jin, and it would low profile it. You know, I know how like Nu could do it too.
Actually, I think he's one of the characters. Even like if you block a jab and do it, and they stayed crouching, they can just crouch it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
exactly. So it was like easy to get around his DP in this game too. Thank goodness they've changed that. So they have to kind of respect your DP a little bit more. That's I think like one of his best buffs is. Now his DP is super scary. It's a high-risk move. It has, like, super long recovery.
Yeah, I
so.
mean, it's still a DP in this game.
Yeah.
But now you're not going to whiff.
Yes.
You at least have to block it.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Sentinel Dump. Decreased additional proration. So damage proration, if you're not familiar, is that arc, essentially lingo for damage scaling. Every move has its own set of damage scaling, so how much damage it does if it hit in a combo, how much damage things do after it, etc. So they made this have less severe scaling. So you get better damage.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. Bunker adjusted so that if you do it and if you press the button, let go, and press it again, it doesn't count as the charged version. So it's either hold it and commit to the charge, or you get the just frame. No in between. Basically just get good. That's a get good change.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. Full knockdown on back throw lets him follow up with normals better, so
more damage. Yep.
More damage, more consistency, and extend the hitbox downward on neutral partner skill. Again, just it hits things better.
Better consistency. Nice.
Yeah.
We also have made the effective time of the weak point effect consistent. I'm assuming that means the just frame window got a little bit bigger.
That and I think it's actually more to a point that it's one of the ones that doesn't actually nerf the longer your combo is. It's just more stable in general.
Sure. I remember that definitely being something to get used to is the just frames. They took away like the mark mechanic that he had where you have to put marks on them with his drive moves from BlazBlue, and now they just become execution things.
Well, I think the reasoning for that is that a lot of elements like that, debuffs and stuff, can be mitigated by tagging, or the other way around, if Azrael tagged out, he'd lose his marks.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably what would happen, so they're like, you know what, let's just make it consistent.
Yeah. Like, I appreciate that they kept a lot of those system mechanics from the other games. Like, we just went over Akiko. He still has the Cyclone effect. Like, that's super cool. You still have characters like Taker who have magnetism. They just have it all the time. Which is super scary.
It's terrifying.
But they keep it. So, props to them for keeping the characters pretty consistent. I guess we're now going to be characters.
Akiko, no real buffs.
No real buffs.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, Blake. I don't know what they were thinking, but this is
Nice.
fine. This
Okay.
is fine. So Shadow Clone went from never get used to will probably get used a lot. Not only does the clone detonate on its own after time if the opponent doesn't hit it, but the effect is longer and more severe. If you just drop one and maybe like drop a second clone while the first one's exploded, she's like fully invisible. You are not seeing this character.
Nice.
It's terrifying.
I think that's really good because like the Shadow Clone didn't get used before. It's like there wasn't much motivation to use it, so definitely making the tools more viable is definitely a good thing.
Yeah. Better frame advantage if you dash cancel your normals. The math was done, and I apologize, I don't remember who did the math on this one, but if you do just like jab dash cancel, it's -8, and that's a buff from what it used to be.
Cool.
So it's still more usable for resets or extensions and mix-ups later, but at least it's not as bad, which means it's a buff. I
was gonna go out on a limb and say that it was SKD. I didn't know for sure, but Ebonic has now
honestly
clarified it is SKD. So.
It is SKD. Okay, cool. I wasn't dead positive, so I don't like giving credit when I'm wrong.
Makes total sense.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. But cool, thank you. Yeah. Honestly, if you like playing this game, follow a bunch of the community. The community on Twitter is really strong, and they've been putting in a lot of work. Dustloop has put in a lot of work. All sorts of stuff. Anyways, normal throw, better frame advantage, so you can combo off easier. Sweet. Back partner skill, her anti-air DP assist now knocks them way higher, like to the point that if you space it right, you can loop it in cross combo. It knocks them high enough that she can loop it as an assist. So That's huge.
I'm not familiar with the untech time on that assist.
Soft knockdown. It's
Okay.
the whole way.
Okay.
So most assists, actually, most partner actions, especially ones that launch, are soft knockdown. They are full untechable until they touch the ground.
Nice.
So, yeah, she can loop it.
That's super helpful.
Until you run out of crossguard.
That's super helpful to, convert hits off of that too, so.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's a
Blake buffs.
huge buff. That's a huge buff. Moving on. Carmine. One of the guys I play.
Mm-hmm.
The softest touch of buffs. Crouch B is better on whiff than it used to be, or better on block than it used to be if you don't cancel it. He's a Unio character. He's going to cancel it.
Yeah.
But, And then faster startup on neutral partner skill. As in a lot faster. It's the one where he dashes up, kind of does a claw swipe, and it can like ground bounce and stuff. It is way faster than it used to be. It's actually kind of scary. So, good stuff.
Oh, man, everyone's favorite.
Okay, I like what they did with Chie.
Cool.
So
I heard a lot of mixed things on Chie. Did she get buffed? Did she get nerfed? What's the final consensus that we've reached?
I'm convinced she got buffed.
Okay.
She got largely buffed. She's Woudi, if you're familiar, is a Norwegian player. I'm sorry. I think he's Norway. He's been putting in a lot of work with Chie and found that with several of her buffs combined, she has new high damage corner carry routes.
Okay.
So, she got buffs to A, standing. So, the big one is Crouch B. Enlarge the hitbox, which means it hits further away from her than it used to. Combine this with the 214B, her lunge punch. She can actually lunge punch, dash in, get 2B, and then continue the combo. And at good spacing, she can loop it all the way from coast to coast. So, and that does like 7k meterless.
Nice. I saw she got like new corner routes too, and so like getting her like to the corner with your opponent is probably super helpful.
Yeah.
I hope her new routes look like she did in Ultimax. Like her combos are always some of my favorite to watch.
She had some really cool stuff. Let's see. Okay, Dragon Kick, EX, Dragon Kick follow-up version all got buff damage, as in it's kind of obscene. EX Dragon Kick raw does 5k, and if she has an install super up to level 3, she can get up to like 13k raw.
That makes sense.
It's huge though. It's
yes,
terrifying.
This is like when you start to notice like who played Persona back in the day, because like there were people coming into this game from BlazBlue who like just didn't know that certain characters had things. Where people are like, why does Yukiko's DP work like this? Why does Chie's raw Dragon Kick do so much damage? It's like, oh, it's welcome to the game. Welcome to the fun zone.
And it's fine because based on the damage scaling, damage proration, etc. of the game, comboing into that makes it kind of normalized very quickly.
Yeah.
But you get hit with that raw, or like maybe one hit in front of it, like you call Blake anti-air assist,
right?
And then throw that Dragon Kick, and you just got like 4k for one bar.
Since we were just talking about it, I want to see if you can do like Blake anti-air Dragon Kick cross combo and just loop that into itself.
Not quite.
Not quite? Okay.
Not quite. Because the way Chie moves in the Dragon Kick, she'll end up passing through the opponent even in the corner. And then your controls get crossed up, and then you're going to drop it. So it's like, it's theoretically possible, but it's excessively difficult if it is.
Okay.
But she's got cool stuff. Reduced knockback on Herculean Strike, increased frame advantage, reduced knockback, extended hitbox downward, again, hits OTG now. A lot of that general stuff. And then they tweaked tactics mode to basically show off the new changes and make sure that they don't make some of the tactics modes impossible.
Mm-hmm. Makes total sense. So, yeah, lots of changes on her.
Yeah.
From the vibe I get here, it feels like she's getting closer to her like Ultimax incarnation, which I think is going to make Chie players pretty happy as well. Definitely want to see more of her. You have to get used to a lot of her changes from that game. Like some of the big ones are like her jumping like C from Persona, which is the one where she calls Tomoe. Like now that doesn't haul your air momentum, which is really huge.
Yeah.
So lots of things to get changes, but
the downside though is that it doesn't fix. So it's kind of an overarching issue with some of the directly melee foes characters, like the boxers, like Akihiko, even Yang sometimes. Chie's on that list of get push blocked once, you might be in trouble.
Yeah. Don't commit super hard and you're locked string early because you might get I feel it with Azrael too, where it's like, don't get push block and then commit to something super big because you might just get like supered or something.
And he's not even like ludicrously quick or anything, so he's gonna get hurt.
Makes total sense. Cool. After Chie, who do we have next? S.
Oh, S.
Nice.
Didn't take much of a hit or get too buffed. Just kind of stable. Fixed a bug. Reduced distance on back throw so she can combo off it. That's nice. Because every character should be able to freely combo off their throws.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool. Better frame advantage, easy to follow up on forward throw, and extended the hitbox of her symbol inward on BB.
Okay.
I'm gonna assume she needed that because I've never seen the symbol whip on the inside.
Okay.
But
there's probably some edge case, where it's like, oh, this root on this character, like, makes it awkward or something, like
Jubei double jumped at this frame.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of like issues in here where it's like fix an issue where like in this weird situation, like you might not necessarily like run into it all the time, but
the one time you do, you'd be upset.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely some nice changes for S. She got like slightly better. I think she's a super strong character in this game. Lots of really good synergy with her. Like, so if you're an S player, I think you're pretty happy. Cool. After S, I'm trying to think who's next.
Gord.
Yay!
Gord.
Yay! More of my favorites. He didn't get touched.
Not only that, he actually got slightly buffed.
Yay!
They made his super more reliable.
Oh, I love those new roots. Those are so funny. Man.
Cool.
Really, it's pretty much exactly the same. Clash Assault, collision box downward. I haven't messed with it enough, but I remember like in the old versions, he could like whiff his standing clash attack if you're like too close or something. So maybe that helps out with that. The weird,
I think it's actually a lot of like the midgets. He could actually, I think one or two characters situation he could actually jump over.
Yeah, I've had that happen before where I've like done run up 5C and then I end up on the other side and it whiffs. And so
so they fixed that.
Hopefully, I would love if you still go over them, but it still hits them from the other side.
That's to you. That's to you. You don't deserve it.
With a cross-up overhead?
You don't deserve it.
He needs it. So I'll have to mess with that and see. Biggest change for him, I think, is Mortal Slide has more of a utility now. There were like not a whole lot of situations where you'd want to use his forward super instead of his back one. Now there is a use for it because you can use it to extend combos. And so if you like anti-air them with his super, you can pull them back in and follow up because it doesn't go under the whole animation, which is actually super cool. I've seen like new resonance routes where he does like 3 of these in a row into like his like other super and just does like tons of damage.
Of course, why not?
So yes,
why not?
Absolutely, yes, please. So definitely some new fun stuff for Gord. I think most players, speaking from my perspective, are just happy that he didn't get nerfed. Gord is the glue that holds my Bunga neutral together, and so I'm very glad that he's exactly the same.
Gord is the character where you pick one character in the game you like and put Gord behind them, and you have a good team.
Yeah. My three teams are Gord Ruby, Gord Azrael, and Gord Kanji. It's like, yes, I played Gordo and Uniel, so I have like a little bit of character loyalty at least, but he didn't get hit too hard by system mechanic changes either. People were...
He got buffed by some of them.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Bless. He needed all of it. Thank you very much, Based Arc System Works. Moving on to Hakumen.
Okay. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. This is probably the character I put the least amount of time into in the game in general. However, I will still point out, sped up the activation of the attack after a successful counter. That means that there is not, or should never be, a situation where he counters and gets blocked, or gets avoided, or any of that. It now should always work.
Super, super nice. A couple of people in my scene play Hakumen, and I've had that happen before, where Hakumen will, like, parry something from me, and then I'll, like, hold up back and just, like, get out, and I'm like, oh, yes, cool. So hopefully that helps him out there. If he gets the counter, I feel like he deserves, like, the follow-off of it.
Empty Sky Form can now counter throws and unblockables.
Very, very nice.
That's nice.
If I'm not sure, maybe Chat can help me out. Is that his super or his instant kill? Is that his... I think it's his astral, but Chat's going to have to back me up on that.
I believe it's his astral.
Definitely something he should have, I think.
Yeah. I mean, again, like, for an astral, it should be able to stop anything.
Yeah.
You have to bait that. That's fine.
I would feel... Okay, it is his astral. I would feel very sad if I did wake up astral and they threw me and it just threw me out of my astral. I would be a very, very salty Hakumen player, so...
Yeah, the only way that would ever be okay is if he was fully invul as well, so the throw would whiff. Right. And then you can whiff punish or something, but no. That's not happening.
Cool.
Back throw's better, but no, cool. Moving on.
seems pretty much the same, just some of his tools got more consistent.
And he can OTG with stand B, all that kind of thing. Like, extended hitbox downward. Things work. Neat.
For chat, if you're asking if characters have shown up yet, we're going through them alphabetically, and so they're not actually by game, we're just going through them A through Z. And so if you don't see a character that we've covered yet, it's probably because their name hasn't come up, so just keep sticking around, we'll get to them eventually. After Hakumen, who do we have next?
Hazama. Can no longer chain crouch B into throw. Okay. Bigger hitbox downward, so works OTG. Reduced knockback distance and height, making it so you can follow up the forward throw with normal attacks. Go take him into training, it's actually really obvious. It's a huge change. He can just like walk up and like, gotcha, cool. Back throw, now wall bounces.
Cool.
So you get, like, on top of it being easier to combo off of in a lot of situations, it's also just swag. It's so cool. Better hitbox downward on neutral partner skill. That one's actually pretty big.
Okay.
Because his neutral partner skill, you'll have to forgive me, I don't remember the name of it, but it's the one where he throws the snake silhouette things in a stabbing motion, and it's a hard skidding knockdown. And now it can OTG, which means it loops on itself.
Nice.
Which means now, anytime you have any situation with any character, you have an extension with that move. So, it's pretty hot.
Rising Fang is his DP, right? It's his reversal action? I want to say it is. Again, chat is always there to back me up. But yes, I believe that's his DP, which means he has the same buff as Azrael. Super nice.
Yeah.
More need to respect their reversals on wake up, which is good. So a lot of these changes are kind of universal. You know, we're seeing like better downward hitbox on DPs. We're getting things like buffed throws in the game, which like...
Yeah, again, agreed. It's the same as Azrael change.
Yeah, very, very similar.
Huge deal.
So just the direction the game is going. Throws are better universally. Can't low profile of any DPs anymore, which is...
More consistency, yeah.
Nice bust for them.
Yeah.
Moving on, does that mean we're at Hyde? Also got away with murder.
Absolutely got away with murder. So, forward partner skill, projectile, longer recovery. That matters in cross combo.
I'm almost like not even inclined to call that a nerf, because that probably means that the switch window is better if you throw the fireball. I'm assuming that means if there's more recovery on, that's the fireball one, right?
Yeah.
You throw the fireball and do something with your other character, you probably have a larger window to tag back into Hyde.
Maybe, but I do think it's a nerf to cross combo, because that means that there's that fewer number of fireballs you can throw in the midst of your sequence. So, And then his rushing DP super is way more invul. Sweet. Okay. Alright. He can have that.
Definitely, yeah. Hyde's like forward super is like definitely a good like whiff punish tool in neutral, or even like I saw Gorod go for like a big, side swing. I'm just gonna super him, and that's more reliable now.
Yeah,
and
I think
so
it's more just a normalization than anything. If this character can do it, why can't he?
Makes total sense. So Hyde pretty much the same. Hyde players I think are excited. I think his forward partner, the fireball assist, is one of the best assists in the game. Like it's 3 hits. That he gets an EX fireball as his assist. That is OD. Like that is super good. So Hyde players,
good for you.
Congratulations. You are pretty much the same, just with some minor tweaks. So yeah, I'd like to see some of the changes that the partner skill does for active switch setups. I'm really curious, how that changes the switch window. I'm sure there's Twitter tech out already because he's probably a pretty popular character.
Yeah. Okay, Izayoi. EX Mirage Star follow up, fixed a bug. That's all I need to know. Fixed a bug.
Nice.
And then normal version of Distortion Skill Duo, the DHC. So if your first distortion had a hard knockdown, you can still combo off it freely.
And her Distortion Skill Duo is the one where she does the giant spear projectile thing, right?
Yeah.
So probably better for if you have a sliding knockdown. If it's really, really far away, I can see that whiffing if you cancel late. So probably just consistency change for that.
Yeah.
A lot of the newer characters from DLC packs 4 through 6 got fewer changes than some of the older ones. Maybe because they just had more time to look at the characters. Like Izayoi, that's when he changes. Akihiko, really not a whole lot of changes at all. So
Yuzu.
Yeah, also not a whole lot of changes. we'll be getting to her eventually. But yeah, so not too much different with Izayoi.
Yeah, and I mean, I kind of wanted to do a Labrys Izayoi, and since Labrys is one of her supers has 7 seconds of hard knockdown, cool. This
Nice,
works now.
absolutely
Right.
cool. Moving on, after Izoyoi, that means we're on a new letter now. This is the fun part, is trying to guess who comes next. Who's anyone, J or K? Kanji, I guess. No, Jin! How could I forget Jin? Everyone's favorite!
I tried.
Everyone's favorite Jin. How much do you like Toga? Hooray! So going through the Jin
full
changes.
disclosure, I have deeply hated Jin since...
As an
character
Azrael player, I'm fine with Jin. Now that he can't low profile my DP, that was the only thing where I was like, I really hate this. And now he has to respect me more.
Makes me so angry.
Hooray! He might still be able to like crouch jab and recover in time because Azrael's DP is super slow, but
well, and he still has that pretty stealth clash. His overhead combo thing.
Mm-hmm.
His is pretty stealthy. It's
100%.
Yeah.
I love that his overhead isn't his 6A from BB, which is like the spin overhead.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, well, that must be his clash. And it's like, no. It is the guard crush that comes out in like 2 seconds. Like, nice. So, one of like the few like overheads that's like punishable, like just straight punishable in the game. So I think it's pretty fair if you see it coming, but really hard to react to. So you definitely got a lot of changes. We're gonna go through them.
So EX Izangeki, second hit activates faster. So, I didn't even know this, but apparently that's a 2-hit move, because I've always seen the first hit whiff and just go to the second one, which is pretty good. So now if you actually connect the first hit, which is like head height or above, it immediately does a second hit, so it'll almost or essentially never drop.
Nice.
So just consistency. Toga!
Yay!
Fixed a bug. Changed the effect after the freeze to only hitting partner character. So, fixed a bug. Because, there's been a few instances of you hit the partner character only, then things don't work as intended. Fix those.
There's a couple of changes like that where, like, I think S had one like that too, where it was like, oh, hit the partner character, like it doesn't freak out now. So nice little bug changes on.
Yeah, New had a big one as well on that same issue.
Oh, is it the one where she shoots like a million spears, or the other
it was
one?
the spinny wheel on the ground.
Oh, okay.
That one caused weird stuff. Hyuga, startup speed. Backward throw, reduce knockback distance so we can combo off it. Everyone deserves it. Neutral partner skill. Extend the hitbox of the first hit downward. So, it's because it's his, I'm surfing on my icicle.
Oh, yeah.
So, that
Ice
OTG's now.
Okay.
Like,
he needed that.
Well, again, universal changes.
Yeah.
It's, if everyone gets it, even he should too. It's fine. Still don't like you, Jin. Also, it now counts as a body attribute rather than leg attribute, which means that basically it's not going to ever hit as a low. It hits mid body at all times. Cool. Lower the height of the knockback on forward partner skill. Basically, it doesn't want you to pretend his fireball is a full DP.
Right.
So it's not going to have this huge launcher on it,
Okay.
which is probably his only actual nerf.
On the whole, he seems pretty much the same. I think people were really anticipating Toga getting the nerf hammer, and it's pretty much
just bug fixes.
Pretty much unscathed. So
it's the enhanced version, no less. Not even the regular one.
So specifically, Resonance Toga got changed, but not nerfed. So please enjoy, Jin players. Again, if you play a main character from your game, you're
character, the easy DP fireball archetype. Good for you.
You're in good shape. So congrats to Jin changes, which now we're on Kanji, who is my old main from Persona. I definitely was excited to see some of his changes. On the whole, I feel like he's pretty much the same. He struggles with the same things he used to.
He has the same struggles, but again, he has much better conversion tools.
Okay.
Once we see it in front of us. But I can just talk about it right now. So his move where he jumps on you and hits you with a chair, and it puts you in a hard knockdown state. He can now combo 4A off of that, which means he now gets free conversions off of a lot of his avoidance tools and a lot of stray hits. So that's a big one. Also, one that I found really nice is can't remember the name of it. Gotcha, the anti-air throw. So it has this whole long description that basically says, if you do this at the end of a very long combo, originally the opponent could recover before you could and punish you on hit. They fixed it now, so he's fully invulnerable until the whole thing is done, which means on the off chance they recover before you do, you're still invincible, it doesn't matter, and then you can just block.
I had some changes in this list where I was looking at them, and I was like, he didn't have that before? Or it was just like, oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one of the things that this game kind of runs into, and it's part of the reason why so many of the Ruby characters are very powerful, is that all of these characters are coming from their own games and their own engines that they were designed for. You make a new fighting game engine, like BBtag, you bring characters from other games, some of them may just not be strong inherently because they don't work with the engine. Some of these characters have never had to deal with push block.
Oh man, see, playing Kanji and Azrael, it's like I have to deal with push block with Kanji. Like that's a hard thing to deal
that's
with.
Scary. You know, and so you get these issues where sometimes a character is borderline unsolvable without totally making them overpowered. And so that's kind of why the Ruby characters are good, is because they were designed for this engine. So they already have everything they need in that regard. And that's why some characters have suffered. And they've made great strides in this patch to fix that issue.
Nice.
You know, we'll get to, like, Yukiko.
Yeah.
Everyone's favorite, you know, she needs fixes. But if we can get through the little more slides here, we can see what's going on.
I think we actually have Jubei next. I forgot about Jubei. I apologize, especially if people are gonna
You're getting excited.
People are gonna like pull up like the old clips of me talking about Jubei from like a couple weeks ago and be like, "How did you forget?" But
you're getting excited for Kanji.
I am. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely want him to be stronger, but we can't forget about Jubei. Lots of changes to his like Rekka series, like the 5BB stuff.
Rekkas and Demon Fox. So Rekkas, better frame advantage, more reliable, block combos better, cool. Second form, Demon Fox, increased frame advantage, reduced knockback. Basically, you can actually hit things and make it count. That's cool. Fourth form, Black Panther follow-up version, increased startup speed, extended travel distance. So that's the one where he kind of turns around and does a front flip and kind of scoops you. That thing actually reaches far enough and hits good enough that you can combo into it and combo out of it.
Nice.
Instead of it just whiffing and people pretending the move didn't exist.
Right.
So that's nice. And forward jump, extended travel distance. You can feel that. You can like you can just do normal forward jump from like the far edge of the screen, almost make it far enough to hit them.
Nice.
It's a big jump.
Cool. Definitely some good changes for Jubei. I know like his old combo routes where like you were saying the turnaround like slash move was like you just looped that in Central Fiction. So it sounds like that's a more consistent route in this game, which is again getting him closer to his old incarnation from BlazBlue is probably appreciated, and then better neutral is always good for him. Definitely like a character where, since he doesn't have like the biggest damage, like better neutral is probably for the best. So good stuff for Jubei.
So Plague, the Jubei changes are good because it sounds like you're hating them because you've had to deal with them.
That's how you know a character's gotten better, as people start complaining about him more, and it's like, oh yes, good.
Yeah. So he has real solo combos now.
Nice.
So there you go. Thank you.
Hopefully, you get to see more of Jubei. I know there's like one really good Jubei player in like NorCal whose name escapes me right now, but I've seen him play. So
Is that the highest placing Jubei at Evo this year?
I'm not sure. I know he plays Jubei Yang. Somebody will be able to back me up, some NorCal boys. But I think now we've reached.
Now we're on your
Kanji.
boy.
Yeah. All right. We gone through most of his changes already, so I don't think we need to like spend too much time on him.
Back A is good. Gotcha fixed. Better frame advantage. Oh yeah, and EX Cruel Attack is a hard knockdown, which is now you can OTG off it. Everything's cool.
Nice.
All right. Next up is
another DLC character who has not a whole lot of changes. I remember you said you wanted to play a Labyrinth team, and so I'm like, I'm sorry you didn't get more.
This is actually like the first character I really picked up in the game.
Okay.
And when I realized that she gets outranged by half the cast, and if she can't deal with that range, she loses. I was like, crap.
Yeah.
She struggles a bit, and you basically have to play a top tier character with her to mitigate those problems.
Like, again, going back to like her original game, she's a bruiser. Like, she needs to get in, and she's very momentum heavy, where you need to keep the axe level up. So that makes total sense in this game. The only change she has is a bug fix, it looks like.
Yeah, fixed collision box, which means that if something got blocked, you'd pass through people for no reason. Cool. But it's fine. I mean, it's better that than getting nerfed.
Yeah,
she's still
absolutely.
Fine. All right, so now Linnae.
These are like only a couple changes that are really, really good.
These are huge.
Yeah.
So reduced damage scaling on stand B, reduced initial damage scaling on crouch A, which is gigantic. And then increased startup speed on neutral partner skill, which is one of her little like run-in slash things.
Yeah.
That moves so fast now.
Nice. Probably easier to convert into and out of, so good Linnae changes. The damage buffs are helpful. Remember, Linnae players before were really complaining about like, oh man, we don't get any damage with anything. And now like your 5B starter is like, you know, better. Your crouch A starter works like a regular crouch A starter. So definitely just overall better damage buffs to her is much appreciated for Linnae players. Cool. Next character we have I'm gonna step out for 1 second so you can go over. Oh well, hey, a character that you know.
Yeah.
I'll be back in just 1 moment.
Hey, cool. Nothing happened. Apparently, there was a bug where sometimes.
Yo, I'm taller than I expected. Is that on camera?
No,
Yes,
I think
embarrassment.
I think your back might have been as you recoiled. Okay, so my apparently forward assist did no chip damage. Okay, I physically can't read this, so I'm gonna go from memory. Unlike, because I'm not gonna walk. Oh, you can make it. You can make it bigger.
As large as I can.
Okay. DP has the extended hurt box downwards, which means it doesn't whiff on crouchers. Shooting Star expanded the. Oh yeah, so that's the one where she dodges back and then lunges forward. She has better travel distance on the lunge forward. It's kind of neat. Lightning Arrow, bigger hitbox, better charge speed. Serious Jolt. Okay, so Serious Jolt. That's the unblockable punch. So now it turns into a wall splat rather than a wall bounce, which means it lets you get loop combos. Also, since it OTGs and is unblockable to standing, you get a lot of routes off it, but it's meter dependent. It's neat though. It's fun. The big changes that, other than that, also like some of her donks got better, but her supers now, if you just press it and mash out a super, you can then re-hold the button to get your charge timing, and that's nice. And on the super where you have to do 3 of the charge sets, you don't have to be as strict on your timing for the second hit to start charging it. It just works for you. So it just made her easier to play, gave her a bit of reliable stuff. And then her back partner skill, the one where she does the jump over overhead thing, it has better tracking. So she got a lot of fixes, but it's again the whole issue of like you didn't fix what was wrong, you just made her better at what she's good at. She's still better. She's still a lot better, but you don't expect to see like a whole bunch more of her at tournaments suddenly.
Oh, who are we on right now?
Oh yeah,
that is a large list. That is by far larger than the system mechanics.
Well, the thing is, I mean, you can combo off all her throws.
Oh, Makoto though.
Yeah, so
nice.
You can combo off all her throws. Yeah, but you always could. You can just now combo off them with normals.
Okay.
But you can always do like the running. What is it? Down to back punch. Down to back A into A and just do the spinny, and that combos into everything. So it's not a big change. It's just nice.
Again, more throw changes.
Everybody
gets them.
More reliable. Can do them normals. Sweet. All right, so we're good on Makoto.
Cool.
Oh, squirrel.
That's so many.
That's all right.
We had to change the size to fit all of it on screen.
Merkava. So now if you do the eye spring into the sky where he gets that crazy little super jump in flight thing, you can aim it.
Cool.
So you can go forward or back. That's neat. Eye soar into the sky doesn't whiff on crouchers anymore. Cool. Fixed hit boxes, whatever. Fixed an issue where it didn't generate red health on hit for capture and devour, which is kind of scary. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not an EX and it damages as if it was an EX.
That just sounds like a bug fix, you know?
Yeah. And then the other bug fix, apparently sometimes you could super cancel it when you shouldn't have been.
Nice!
I'm glad I never saw that.
I really, really love the wording of that, where it's like, under certain circumstances. We're not going to tell you how you set it up before, in case somebody has an unpacked version, but, you know, hey, under some weird things, you can get some weird things.
Yeah, well, I mean, and it's also kind of fair, because if you know how that worked, then you might have tried to reproduce it with every other character.
Yeah, you probably find a setup for it, so, well, bug fixes galore. Another newish character, Merkava, you know, not a whole lot of balanced things other than just fixing some errors, so.
Yeah, and as it stands right now, I don't think he needs that many changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, so far, he seems good, seems viable, but not, like, meta-ruining.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool.
I think next is Mitsuru? No, I'm so bad at this.
Okay, so fix the positioning of special effects, like hit sparks.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Cool.
Cool.
Mika-chan cannon could be special or super canceled sometimes, apparently. All right.
Weird, more bug fixes.
And Mika-chan hip strike increased untechable knockdown time, which means that you hit with that super, and it's a much longer period before the opponent can act after you hit them, so they're not going to try to make you lose your turn.
Okay.
Cool.
Good changes for Mika.
Yeah.
Another character who I think is pretty okay right now. Like, she has some really good assists. Struggles on neutral, but like her forward assist, or the one where she like does the The
dive
dive
bomb.
is so good. Like, that's like a super good
Yeah, no, and
assist.
like her overall, like, you know, I'm a cannon now moves.
Yeah.
Those are pretty good. And they're good at mitigating neutral, just calling assists before them, and then there you go, problem solved.
Cool.
Okay.
Now Mitsuru.
Mitsuru,
Okay.
okay.
I've heard like many mixed things about this character. So we're gonna go through her changes now.
So I'm gonna open with she got a stealth nerf.
Mm-hmm.
She has a nerf that's not on this change list, and I am assuming that a fair amount of chat's already like, oh yeah, this thing. Yep. Rip jump C loops. She lost her jump C loops.
No.
That's the one reaction we've gotten is oh no, the super swag whip stuff is now gone.
So for those of you who didn't know about it, you could do jump C, and then on hit she could chain to her jump B, which would reduce her landing lag. And you could then jump C again and keep doing it. She lost that. What she got instead is the second hit of jump C is now cancelable. The only thing that it cancels into is reversal action in the air.
So it's more of an ender tool than anything else.
That or like on block, if someone has like an answer or something, you can maybe DP something else. And
Or maybe, well, I was gonna say maybe anti-air, but you're in the air, so no.
Yeah.
Okay.
so
Interesting.
It's kind of weird.
I didn't see too many Mitsuru players using her jump C loop a whole lot, and so like we'll see how much that affects her, but I feel like she's pretty much the same.
Yeah, no, she largely is. I mean, it's one of those things that it was an opportunistic, huge damage confirm, and you could get like pokes out of it. Some assists could feed into it. It was strong, but she also just has a lot of monstrous neutral. She has good stability neutral where I'm going to hold down back and press B, what are you going to do? Or I'm going to mash A a lot, what are you going to do? And then her lunge can be made safe on block, like way plus on block. So yeah, she's fine. A coup droit is droit.
I say coup droit.
Coup droit.
That's what I know Persona players called it, but you know.
Yeah, my French is all
Yeah.
but non-existent.
I'm not gonna pretend like I'm an expert,
Yeah.
but I think it's coup droit.
Coup droit. Think we're on the thing.
Just call it boudoir.
Just something completely off. Coup droit.
Yeah, coup droit.
I remember people used to call it coup droit as like the meme name instead, but
C
I mean, the second guy just
Detroit.
changed names entirely, you know. I don't know what a shining wizard is, but I love hearing it.
I love Shining Wizard.
people will probably be pretty lenient with you. So, but
Yeah. Okay. Cool Detroit. Cool Detroit got better travel distance, better active frames, but nerfed frame advantage on the A version. So it's not something you can make safe at point blank range when you're mashing A and can just go into it. But B version got way better travel distance and can be made very safe. EX, better travel distance because it needed that apparently.
I feel like the coup droit change, like B specifically, is like probably one of the best anti-push block tools now in the game. It's something that I wish Gustav had as an Azrael player, which is like in BB that move used to be +1 on block. It used to be your turn, and now it isn't. I'm like, maybe if they made it like B coup droit, where like at like max tipper range, like you get something, but
Like +7.
maybe not +7. That's +7 coup droit is kind of nutty. Probably the best thing she got, I think. Like if you react to push block, it is still your turn unless they reversal or something out. That's like super good, I think, in my opinion. So hopefully Mitsuru players enjoy that.
Yeah, well, the thing is, though, push block is 10 frames total of block stun. So, in order for her to late cancel, in order to ignore the push block, the person who push block might still be able to escape. Maybe. They could at least reversal action and be like, alright, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
So, then everyone's making the hardest of reads, and it'll be a sweet match to watch. Forward partner skill, didn't deal chip damage, okay.
Bug fixes, there you go.
Back partner skill, didn't deal chip damage, okay. Fixed an issue where it received counter hit after the active frames were already over.
That's a pretty nice buff for her.
That's a pretty good fix.
Yeah. Man, that would feel bad if you got counter hit like way after the active frames. So on the whole, she's pretty similar, just better. I feel like she got better.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think the B coup droit change is like mad good for her because it just kind of deals like with this mechanic pretty well. I don't play the character, so I can't like say for sure.
I think it encourages her to play slightly more offensively because again, like her anti-air is really good, and like her projectiles are okay. But this way, it basically is like, no, just go in. You know, see how Unga you can get with her. Naoto, better hitboxes. You can't chain to throw. Crouch B is now jump cancelable. So that's kind of nice.
That is super nice.
You know, more universal saving tools. Better frame advantage on the guns. This one I think hurts a little bit, but I also think it's kind of fair. Hair Trigger Megiddo will now be destroyed if it clashes with other projectiles, instead of going all the way through anyway.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the fairest ouch nerf ever, because you don't want it to just be like, it's still going to hit, give him the death mark, no big deal.
Right.
But on the other hand, like, that makes people less want to use her and use that super. So, it's kind of a mixed bag. I'm not sure how to feel about that one yet. Hamaon, better startup speed. Good. Cool. Deal some damage. And then Hamaon Mudon, the instant kill version, no longer gives the opponent meter for killing them. That's kind of scary.
That is scary. I messed with Naoto a little bit the other day, just messing around with her because she's one of my favorite characters from Persona. I feel like the Hamon chain is one of the best things on this list. You used to need specific hits, I think, with her to combo into Hamon, and now it seems like she just gets it really easy, which makes her a lot scarier because you don't need to fish for certain things. Even if you had like a throw, right? You could do throw Hamon, and then it would wall bounce them, and you can knock them into it now. You might be able to just do it raw now. I remember people used to be able to burst out of your throw combo into Hamon before they got hit by the super, so
yeah,
definitely scarier. I'm hoping to see more of her because I want to see people deal with Shadow Naoto in 2018, which isn't a thing that no one's had to do in a long, long time. And it's like, no, Resonance Naoto is just Shadow Naoto, and she's back. I would love to watch that. So
yeah, I mean, I understand why, but I still wish you could apply the death mark and do Hamon in the same combo.
Oh my goodness, no, thank you. She was never able to do that.
Yeah,
so
I know, but I'm still like,
that'd be busted.
It's so hard to set up, though.
It's 2 hits. Well, I mean, in Resonance, it seems like it's 2 hits to me. You do anything into an air hit, you need to somehow get them into the air for the gunshot, but
anyways.
Yes, so hopefully more Naoto. I think overall pretty good changes for her.
And she was already playable, so this is nice. This is nice.
Who's next up on the list? Let's see here. Hey, 9.
Okay, 9. I still don't know if 9 is good or not in this game, to be completely honest. I like her a lot, but she has some really weird challenges and then a lot of really cool stuff, and I don't even know. But back A can now be chained into throw. So her good anti-air button now can chain into throw on block, so you might get some cool situations. Jump A, longer untechable time, which means now if you get a air combo going AA, you can space them further and change how the whole combo works. Mm-hmm. That's neat. Back AA can now go into throw. Flax Nurture, which is her reversal action, no longer a projectile, now counts as a physical hit. Because you don't want Rachel to just negate it.
Oh man, that was my favorite thing in BlazBlue is meeting with Growler and then watching it go through her DP. So no longer a thing. Probably fair with the other projectile invuln changes to a lot of the characters. Pretty much fair. She seems pretty much the same to me.
No,
that's pretty big.
That final change is gigantic. Increased movement speed. Her walk speed is at least 50% faster.
Wow.
It's huge. Because she used to have walled walk speed, and now her walk speed is completely legitimate.
So you have more opportunity to move around neutral without committing to her long dashes.
Yeah, which her long dashes have that cool invul, but they're not amazing. They're just kind of cool.
Okay,
and they kind of result in her not having an offensive air dash, so that has kind of its own ramifications. Noelle. You got faster and more reliable.
That is a lot of changes to her throws.
Mm-hmm. Because now she can do stuff off of them. She got mostly blanket changes and a couple of faster things changes. So nothing too incredible. If you're a Noelle player, good for you. I'm pretty sure that fundamentally you're happy. You're faster, you're more reliable, and you got the buffs that everyone else had.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So we can just go gloss over that one. New. AA actually can hit people.
Sounds good. Sounds nice.
EX Sickle Storm is now a wall bounce on the main character and no longer glitches out on the partner character. Cool. Normal throw. You can combo off it with normals. Neutral partner skill, bigger hitbox downward.
Which one is her neutral assist?
That's the
They go up from the ground? Somebody's gonna have to clarify for us on that one.
Yeah,
I guess.
that one. No, that should be her little weird spiky things.
Okay. I think that's what it is,
But I think like it had a weird chance of missing like tiny characters.
Okay.
Because it's the way they like appear and spawn. Rather than actually rising from the ground.
Okay. Last thing, just edited her tactics mode. Yeah. Combos are probably different now.
Fix things, do them right.
Yep. Yeah. Cool.
Aurier.
I thought Aurier was like mad good,
and she is.
Yeah.
And she still is. Okay, slow overhead while summoning her stand does better frame advantage.
I say persona. You say stand. These are differences between backgrounds, but it's basically the same thing.
They're
completely. Stand, you gotta make the pose.
Which
you
one?
don't want this.
Which one?
You don't want this.
I want the one.
My favorite change is we fixed the name. The correct name is Sacred Spire Lucent for Sacred Spire. You gotta get the suffix on the end. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Fixed hitboxes downwards. Raise the blowback or the rising attack. Oh yeah, so yeah, her lunge into DP has much higher launch. So now you have new assist combos. Back, raise blowback height. And then, tweak tactics mode.
Cool. So again,
she pretty
similar. She's still super, super good. I feel like she's also sort of like Gord, where you can pair her with a lot of characters and she automatically works really, really well.
Yeah.
So Aurier players are probably pretty happy.
Okay.
Yo, Platinum changes.
Okay, Platinum.
I really like what they did with Platinum.
Yeah, and so Platinum's changes look scarier than they are, because if you're not a Platinum player, you may not know that her assists are randomized. She has RNG item throws as her assists. So each of these little blocks down there are basically just saying, if you do forward partner and you get this item was buffed this way. Mm-hmm. And it's all those.
I love that they like gave her like the Faust treatment, which is just like, we just made their items better, and it's like, oh, okay, sure, like make their unique thing better.
And it's nice though also because some of them apply to her while you're playing her. Her multi-missile can now loop.
Nice.
Because it got better knockback, better tracking, better speed, all the things. So if you're so inclined to loop EX Magic Missile, you can. Otherwise, just better mobility, better frame advantage. She can actually hit things. And she got a damage probation buff as well.
Okay, cool. Not a character with like giant normals, so I feel like higher damage is probably rewarding. Cool. Rachel, more characters that we as a group now care about.
So the big one for me is just the first one. Can nullify projectiles with like any of her A attacks, as long as they have a little tornado in front of them. And they're cancelable when they nullify a projectile. So you get all sorts of cool punishes and stuff. Bigger hitbox, Sword Iris. George the 13th actually hits while he's coming out and doing things, which means he is loopable and he's terrifying.
That's my favorite clip of Rachel I've ever seen, is just 9 Georges just in a row. Yeah. Like, this is my combo now. Hold all these frogs.
A little bit better assists, better things here and there. It's all pretty straightforward.
Okay, cool.
That first one's huge.
Oh, one of the biggest buffs, I think, in the game right now.
Ragna 5A hits all the things.
Enjoy Chad Ragna. Now we have Chad Ragna. Esports Ragna. This man got all the buffs. He is much, much better, I think. Big ones to take away are his standing A, which is the kick. One of his best neutral tools. Just better all around. Better hitbox, better hurtbox. Easier to convert off of. Super nice.
EX Dead Spike always works.
Gladly appreciated.
Got a lot of cool little tools.
His overhead got faster, and then the follow-up of his overhead is now jump cancelable, which means he gets to loop it into itself, right? He gets to do, like, Gauntlet Hades' overhead into, like, his downward, like, jump C move back into itself, which looks super swag and has, like, crazy corner carry. So, like, lots of reward off that. He got, like, more corner carry on his combo routes. So, if you're a Pro Tag player, you are very much enjoying this patch. More changes, better off of forward throw, it looks like. Pretty universal. And then a little bit of a tweak to his partner skill.
Right into the chat edge.
Is that the one where he does the forward, like, lunge into the other hit? Like the 2-hit forward thing?
I think so.
Okay, that just looks like it got hitbox downward, another change we see on a lot of the characters, so... Now it has a wall bounce attached to it, which is actually really, really good.
Yeah, but it does modify how they'll actually recover afterwards, so it makes it a little tougher to loop with and stuff.
That makes sense.
But anyways, so next up, who's after Ragnar?
Good question. Ruby! Oh, man.
Okay.
As a Ruby player, I think these changes are super, super fair. She's still a strong character. She's just not as bunga.
Yeah, like, you can't do 3 crouching jabs into a confirm anymore.
Yeah.
So
that was my favorite, though, is 2A, 5A times 3, or just do it over and over and over again.
So now she can only do 2 of them.
Total. That's pretty rough, but
Yeah.
that's one of her bigger, nerfs. A big nerf is her standing B and her jump B.
You can hit her.
You can hit her now. She is no longer, low-key invuln on the tips of those moves. Neutral is harder with her. Same thing with Buzzsaw Blast, where you can deal with that move.
Hit her, or
you can actually hit her out of it better.
Basically, you'll just trade.
Yeah. Well, still kind of nice.
It's nice, but yeah, I've definitely traded more than I care to admit already.
Oh, same thing with EX Buzzsaw Blast. So,
Yeah.
on the whole, I think this is a pretty fair way to balance her, because she was very, very strong in the last version of the game. The core of her game plan is intact. She's still a really strong character. You just can't be, super Bungalord. You can't run in and, slap your face on the buttons, which is what I do. So, now you kind of have to think a little bit harder, play better footsies,
and
which...
As much as she can be really frustrating to fight, it's better to still do this and be more cautious than to nerf her and invalidate her from the game.
Totally. I think this is a really fair change, where she's not super overpowered, but, the core of her is still intact. So I think these are really good changes for Ruby. We just have to work a little harder as Ruby players. And by a little harder, I mean, work at all.
What? I actually have to have footsies now.
Oh, boo. That's what Gord's for. Gord is to alleviate the footsies. Yeah, that's my footsies. It's super jump, backdash, call Gord, and hope they get hit. That's my neutral. So, pretty fair changes to Ruby.
I should just play you and have beam supers.
It's kind of nice. I'm not going to say it's not nice.
Alright, next up.
Tager.
We're getting there. We're almost through the
Almost done.
We're almost through. Okay. Tager changed the frame advantage and changed the spacing after mashing his auto combos. Reduced knockback on his B command grab. Fixed some bugs. Made sure that things were normalized between all his versions of his supers. Better travel distance on neutral partner skill. So that's kind of cool. And cross burst partner knockout ring entrance attack.
What a name.
Deep breath, everyone. So now, if your first character dies and Tager comes flying in, he has a better hitbox.
Okay.
That's all that is. Next. Batista. Wasn't that in Guardians of the Galaxy?
I'm getting exposed. I don't know.
We need to have fan art of Dave Batista.
Anyways. On the whole, looks pretty similar to me. Jump C, more blowback distance on that one. Is that her?
It's really
dive kick?
insignificant. Yeah, it's a dive kick. It's really pretty insignificant. It's just okay. It's cool. It's nice. And then changed the overall motions and arc and everything of her air orb fireball. Not too dramatic. Just kind of nice.
Okay. Again, a newer character with a little fewer changes than some of the older ones. So move on to the next character. Almost near the end. We're on Waldstein.
Hey, a bigger hitbox, because that's what he needed.
Yeah. Is his 5BB the downward swipe, like this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shoot, and then if it whiffs, it does the backhand, and if it doesn't whiff, then he puts you in a grab. That kind of stupid thing. Yeah.
That looks more like a combo consistency thing, where at max range it just combos more. I remember Gord has that thing too, where tip of 5V range they sometimes don't get picked up. This probably helps out with that a little bit, which is kind of nice.
Okay, so this next one is a big one for a lot of people who don't sit on Twitter as obsessively as I do. Werfen Erschlagen.
That was pretty good. That was better than the French. That was better than the French. I'll give. That was pretty good.
Now it gets a damage buff if you input the super as a 720.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, under certain circumstances.
Hey, we're translating them as they're given to us.
I know.
We gotta leave some stuff up for you to look for in the game. You gotta go experiment a little bit.
Oh,
but
implying I'm not in training mode today anyway.
If you're a lab monster, you certainly appreciate the time. But if you do the full 720 motion, now you just get more damage.
Yeah.
You don't have to time it against
like,
during it, right? It's just raw 720, you get the extra damage.
Yeah, 720, press B and C, you get an extra, I think, 1,000 damage
That's
raw.
That's really, really nice.
It's almost 1,000 damage. It's almost 1,000 damage raw.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get that super raw, though, it's also just the opponent's fault anyway.
Yeah.
It's also much harder to combo into, though, because a lot of his combo routes mean you need to basically link into the super. You have no buffer window, so you really can't get away with it. Like, I used to be a Zangief player. Like, I know my grapplers, and there's certain combos where he just can't do it. Oh, okay, it's 500? It's 500 raw.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's still pretty good.
It's hefty.
That's still a good chunk of damage.
Yeah. Thanks, chat. It's a lot, though.
Mm-hmm.
I do kind of agree. It couldn't hurt to give Tager the same buff.
I thought that was weird that he didn't have it, you know?
Yeah.
Because even Mika has, like, just frames for her super, where she gets, like, better damage if you just frame, and, like, the fact that Tager doesn't have it is kind of strange.
Yeah,
but
Mika gets, like, what, 4 different tiers of damage?
Yeah. I love that, because I remember in Eunice,
Tager has it?
Does he really? Okay. Well, exposed. I'm not a Tager player. You'll have to excuse me. I wasn't sure. But thank you for clarifying. They totally have it.
Oh, sweet.
Cool.
I'm glad I looked up and saw that. I did not even notice that.
I never played Tager or Wald, so I'm getting exposed on stream.
Oh, apparently Tager already had it?
Yes.
So
it's more, I guess more of a balance thing for Wald's team then. Of just, you get it too.
Yep,
so.
Normalization. Give everyone all the things.
Okay,
sweet.
Last things for Wald.
No throws. Full knockback full knockdown on a clean hit for back partner skill. That's actually gigantic. That makes his back assist really scary.
Okay.
Because just slam him into the ground, you can OTG off it. Alright, next up. We got, 5 more characters?
We're getting close to the end.
It's okay. It's Weiss.
Lots of Weiss changes.
And she kind of needed some help.
Mm-hmm.
I do think she was a little undersold, but she needed help. So a lot of it... So up at the top, we've got here Stand B and BB are now jump cancelable, both on hit and on block. So she has a lot better pressure and mobility and just ways to do all the things. Ice Shard now has better tracking, now moves faster and fires faster, and has way better hit stun on hit. So now a lot of her combo routes are actually extended or modified because you can throw Ice Shard into them. If you do corner throw into B Ice Shard, hit him from above and cause a hard knockdown. Do all the things. Another huge one she got is if she puts up a black glyph and tags out, the glyph stays there.
That's pretty good. Yep.
It's kind of like that's why she wasn't played a lot too, is that knowing you're a setup character and you lose all your setups by trying to stay alive. So getting you to keep that means you can also kind of play a long chess game, which makes her kind of fascinating. Let's see, what else do we have here? So I think her back assist also got a better launch, like a lot of the other DP assists, which I think might be an intended normalization. All the launching assists, send people sky high so you can do whatever you want. All her dash follow-ups off of glyphs got better hitboxes. Some of them got better recovery or frame advantage. Couple bug fixes. Oh, and her pillars are... one is faster and one has more durability. So she can actually create semi-useful ice walls. And with the rest of her buffs, it actually gives her really interesting Oki and ways to manipulate the opponent's positioning.
Okay, cool.
So, those are cool.
I can't wait to see more Weiss tech with all these changes. Like, show me some new setups. She definitely seems like a pretty setup-heavy character, so...
Yeah, I think she's still one of those characters, though, that needs, a gourd or something behind her to let her play her game. Because once she gets started, she's spooky, but she sometimes has trouble getting herself started to begin with.
Gotcha.
Alright, so after Wald and Weiss...
On the Y characters, I'm assuming Yang? Yeah. Yang.
Okay.
Ooh, already a really big change for her. 5B.
Yang was already very strong, and she got more buffs than a lot of characters. So now, 5B has full armor against projectiles. 5BB also has armor against projectiles, which is the most situational stuff against people spamming assists and trying to tag up on you, and you hit them anyway.
That's one of the things I took away from that is a lot of the times when I'm fighting Yang, I'll call Gord's scratch assist, where he hangs back really far and then does the big pull. Now, if I'm getting comboed by her standing B normals, it doesn't break the combo. She's just gonna go straight through it, which is a buff that I think she deserves since she has to, get in with those normals. And then it also didn't have the greatest hitbox, and it looks like it got buffed a little bit there too for 5BB, so probably more combo consistency off of that. So already that's a really, really big change for her.
And then 214A, armored against projectiles and better on width. So that's kind of neat. So
More encouragement to just do it.
Yeah, just do it.
Just do it.
YOLO. Then the uppercut, raised blowback height, extended invincibility frames, making it consistent with other characters, so now her backdash is better than it was. And then tweak tactics.
Cool. Okay. Some interesting changes. Definitely interesting for her. Still the same character, but you have a tool
she can
for
tank
projectiles.
more.
Yeah. She's more anti-projectile now, kind of puts her sort of in line with Azrael, where it's like, here's my dedicated, like, nope, tool for projectile. I'm just going to go through it. Nope, no thank you.
Just don't touch her hair.
Which brings us to Yuzu? I'm going to guess. No! Again, Yosuke.
And then Yu comes before Yuzu.
Oh, he's listed as Yu and not Narukami. I always call him Narukami, so I thought we did him, but...
Fair. Okay.
Cool. Yosuke got some really, really good buffs.
But I'm not sure they were enough because we've already proven that his dodge counter still whiffs on people pretty bad.
Yes, good. Yes, good, excellent. I think anybody who played against him in Persona
In Ultimax.
in Ultimax did not enjoy dealing with his counter DP. It's like one of the most annoying things.
Yeah, he still plays too much like P4A's version and less like Ultimax.
Mm-hmm.
He's still a little on the weaker side, but he's not unplayable.
Mm-hmm.
And his buffs were relevant. Better hitboxes, faster this. But he's not going to shake the meta up.
Which is the little things, better hitbox and
forward
speed.
assist goes the whole screen.
That's pretty nice.
That's pretty nice.
That's his old
Jiraiya's shoulder
5D.
charge thing.
Yeah, the thing that goes like full screen.
Yeah.
I'm throwing in like Persona names for normals because I'm like, oh yeah, this 5D or is JD where it like goes all the way. But that's a really nice change for him.
Yeah.
Probably helps you with like full screen conversions of a fireballs. You might be able to like cancel that with cross combo or something. So definitely a good change for him. And then also just revised combo tactics mode.
Yeah.
So
fix the things.
pretty minor changes. Good change on his DP though. I think Yosuke players gonna be really, really happy with that. Like even if maybe it's not as good as it was in Ultimax, like having the larger hitbox, he really did need it honestly because it's not nearly as active as it used to be. You used to just do it and then you had like 30 frames of like active time for them to get hit, and it's way less now. So I think it's pretty fair to give it a little bit of a buff. I think you're right. Now we're on Yu or Narukami, I believe. Yes. Also kind of got away without any nerfs.
Got away without anything, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so stand B now hits lower. Cool. Fixed counter hit stuff. Oh, Izanagi disappears earlier. Fixed hitbox going upward.
Probably easier for conversions. Just pretty much the same character. Still very, very strong. Really good synergy with lots of other characters. So if you're a Narukami player, you're pretty good. And then nearing the end, we should now be at...
Yukiko.
Oh, we also forgot about Yukiko!
I wanted to put her last because I wanted to cover her the most.
Well, here you go. Now's your chance with this big old list.
Okay. I'm gonna need you to zoom in on this one. This poor girl. She was considered by most people to be the worst character since launch.
Okay.
This patch helped immensely. I think she's actually added to the roster.
Nice.
She's not like gonna be a top tier character suddenly, but she got a lot of bonuses and a lot of things to help her play. And again, you put someone with proper synergy behind her, she can get set up. She's going to be pretty good. Like she could be very good, but that's the thing is that she needs the synergy.
Gotcha.
You can't just play anyone. But, well, I mean, you can. You can put Gord behind her, you're fine.
I mean, maybe. What are like the biggest changes she has coming out of this? Because there's certainly a lot of them, and we're kind of short on time.
Yeah. So a lot of it is basically, first off, standing A, where she actually summons her persona to run around and do stuff, has way further travel distance, so she can actually kind of use it in footsies. Has a lot of use to it. Her fire level ups are faster, and her B level up doesn't damage her as badly.
Okay.
Because it used to be like it would level up twice and it would damage you for each level up. Well, they decided, if she's going to spend this much time trying to level up, she doesn't need to take the damage as well.
Mm-hmm.
With all the level ups, her flame damage boost is way stronger than it used to be. So she can do monstrous damage for very little effort once she is actually set up. She still has some of the same old problems, but they're not as dramatic. She got a lot of subtle changes to help fix her. And again, like now that her level ups have been so buffed, it starts making her a better character throughout the fight. She's not unusable by any means. I think she's actually pretty good now. If you want to do like a letter listing, assuming she was like F before, I think she's actually kind of floating around like the B-.
But she's a character, like you said, that needs more synergy behind her.
She needs a team built for her.
Okay.
I've got like a team I'm actually theory crafting and trying to build out to kind of prove the concept. Or you just throw Gord behind her because you call Gord to spin sized everywhere. Use that as a free opportunity to level up once or twice.
Maybe get some health back with DP or something, options off of that.
Or then you do the active switch and use that health buff to then restore everything from her level up.
See, that'd be really interesting if you can find a way to bring in Yukiko while having the other characters still comboing and just use that as an opportunity to just heal back with the enhancements. We'll see how that works out. Last character I think we have is one that people I think were going to get nerfed super hard and got pretty much... Nothing? Yeah.
She got bug fixes.
Yeah. Again, new characters, more bug fixy than balanced things.
We can just talk. It's Yuzuriha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprise.
She got bug fixes.
Yes.
Hey, her super now doesn't screw up and do the Braum cinematic, and it can still actually kill people if you're not in the cinematic. That's it.
Cool.
She got away with murder.
Hooray for Yuzu players. Please enjoy.
Now,
please enjoy the one thing you got. That was just a bug fix.
And is that everyone?
I think so.
Yuzu was the last. Woo! We did it!
You did it. Congratulations. That was really good. I'll give that an A tier. Thank you guys for sticking through us for the entire thing. I know there were a lot of characters to go through, but hopefully we helped you out a little bit.
So much.
And if you want to show off what you've been working on this whole time,
so
we've gotten a chance to see it in creation, and it's beautiful, and I love it.
wait, did I just show it off?
Sure, you can go ahead and do that.
I don't know if you can see it, but
You can move it towards the camera too.
Walk it up.
There's a good chance we'll just put it on our social media after, because we're gonna probably do a giveaway for it with your good blessing. Why don't you talk about it a little bit?
Alright, so a lot of people were asking for Waldstein, and this in particular, someone asked for Waldstein using Gordo as a scythe. So
You can bring it a little closer and angle it so that there's not so much glare. Perfect.
right there. So yeah. And then like the last 5 minutes, someone else requested like a really buff Weiss.
Yo, Weiss got buffs.
Swole Weiss.
Here, let me,
Weiss Swole.
Here, let me bring it up so that you can see it on the projector.
Oh, okay, yeah, there you go.
There you
Yeah.
go. That
Weiss got buffs.
That is amazing. It's a little out of focus, so we'll
Yeah.
show you guys later. So thank you guys for sending in those suggestions. What's somebody who? Do you have the names of people who suggested them?
I couldn't even see it.
They just went by super fast. So.
But I mean, we
Let
can
me
watch
see.
the.
I may have brought them up here. So
Oh, okay, got you. We'll try to find the names. They went by really quick, but thank you guys for sending those in, and thank you so much for drawing those.
Oh, thank you.
Those
Thank
are
you.
actually godlike. Be sure to check out Sade on Twitter. Again, your Twitter handle is listed on the screen, and so you should be able to see that. Now that we've gone through all of the BBtag changes, I know that there were a lot of characters. We finally reached the ArcLive World Tour rule set, which is, I think, something that everyone has been really, really excited for. We're sneaking the pictures out so we can get snapshots of them. This is the first bit of news we've gotten about the tournament series so far. The community's been really, really hungry for details until you're finally getting some. The very first event for the tournament, or the tournament circuit, is going to be Revolution 2018 in London, UK. So it's going to be in 2 weeks, September 28th to 30th. It's the very first event you can go to qualify for the ArcLive World Tour. So you're going to be able to head out in a few weeks and really start competing in the games. We have BlazBlue Central Fiction, Guilty Gear Xrd Revelator 2, and BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle as the main games that we're doing on the circuit. As for rule sets, we do have a graphic, I think, for the rules we can show up for you guys. We'll be posting them later as well so you guys can reference back to them. I know there was a little bit of confusion on how ArcRevo Japan was going to be run because Japan likes to do team tourneys a lot. To clarify, they're all going to be 1v1 singles. So it's not going to be 3v3 Guilty Gear or 2v2 BlazBlue like it used to be. Like, it's all going to be 1v1 double elimination format on PlayStation 4. So there we go. Yes, just to clarify, all 1v1. So you don't need to find a team real quick before you go to any of these tournaments. It's all going to be sort of the rule set that if you've been to EVO, it's very similar to that. each winner of each title is going to be invited to the finals in America that is going to be scheduled in fall 2019. So if you win the tournament, you automatically get an entry ticket to the finals. That also includes your travel fees, and also your hotel is covered by Arc System Works. So if you win the tourney for that game, you have a slot at the finals. The top 8 for each game at all of these qualifiers also gets ranking points for each stop. So we have them listed there. First place, 550. It's kind of small, so excuse me. I think it's 250, 150, 120, 115, 170. So if you do place, you still get stuff. You still get points that'll sort of rank you up. And then the final qualifier tournament, which is going to be in summer 2019, is going to be when we calculate all the points. The player with the most points from each region is also going to be invited to ArcLive America. So even if you don't win one of the qualifiers, as long as you've been around and you've been placing, you have a good chance of still getting in. So we're going to have more details on the website soon. We're still getting, bits and pieces coming out. Thank you guys so much for sticking with us and waiting for the rule set. I know people have been asking for them. We are listening. Now we have some of the first details. And so as another bonus, this is specifically for Revolution in London. The winner of Revolution 2018 also gets a paid trip to ArcLive Japan 2018, which is going to be in November. So not only do you get entry into the finals, you also get to go to ArcLive Japan to compete again in that tournament as well. At that point, you've already qualified, so it's kind of just for funsies.
That is definitely a tournament to step up for.
Absolutely. It's coming up pretty quick, so you don't have too much time left to prepare. But, if you do win that tournament, you get a lot of good prizes. So please stick with us in the coming months. We're going to have more information for you guys as it comes along. We'll be getting it to you as soon as we get it. But for now, we'll be posting these on our website, probably on our social media as well, so you can follow them there. Be assured you are getting qualifier points even if you don't win. But if you do happen to win the tournament you go to, you are guaranteed a slot at the finals, which will be at some point in America in fall 2019. We're still waiting to announce that. So we're going to check in on Yeah, there we go. Nice. Get an actual real picture for you guys of the artwork. I love his expression, too. Poor Gord.
He's like,
That looks so cool. So yes, thank you guys for suggesting these topics for us for the pictures. We're probably going to be doing a giveaway for it later. Just stay tuned with our social media to see if you have a chance to win that one if we decide to do that. And thank you for coming on the show and showing off your talents.
Thank you.
For sure. The more fan art of the games, the better. We absolutely love that sort of stuff. And there's buffed Weiss. Super swole Weiss.
It's Weiss 1.03.
Yeah, absolutely. That is what she looks like now. Please enjoy Buff Weiss. I think anyone who mained her before is going to be really happy with how she is now. Especially if she looks like that in their heads.
Yeah,
so,
why not?
More power to you, Weiss players. So we were talking a little bit about maybe going online with you guys and playing some sets. We're going to check in real quick on the time. How are we doing?
About 15 minutes.
We might have time for that? What are you thinking?
Let me take a look here. We can do if we get like an extra 10 minutes after 7, but we've made most of the announcements. So we can definitely take a 5-minute break to set up.
Sure.
And then we can go from there.
We're going to do a quick, short lobby session with you guys. So if you guys happen to have PS4 BBtag on the ready and want to play one of us.
No, actually, I just got word. We might have to cut it early, actually.
Ah, shoot.
So
sorry, it's our fault. We went through so many characters. There was a lot to go through.
Oh my god, they're like, no, never mind. Just do it.
Are you for real? Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm serious.
Okay, cool. Never mind.
Alright, so 3-minute break. We'll set up and we'll do a lot.
Awesome. We'll see you guys in a second. We're going to set up for you
PS4.
guys. Cool. PS4, BBtag, online lobby. We'll play with you guys in just a sec.
Yes.
Cool.